we'll come to that later. So, okay, where do I? I think we should pull up the original Instagram DMs that we had between you and me.
I would prefer
those would be,
not to.
Oh, it doesn't reveal anything.
It's not about revealing. I just,
What?
I mean, I think. What I mean, okay.
No, it's good. It's not bad.
I don't think it's bad. I just think generally a lot of these conversations, even if you look in the chat, like, are centered around maybe a more misogynistic perspective, such as just calling her a little boy, like a random chatter calling her a little boy. It's like obviously coming from a place of misogyny, which is how I felt at the time when I was reviewing your podcast.
I'm not responsible for what the chat says. So.
I'm not blaming you currently. Like, good. I'm just saying, I think that
Okay,
was
just
my
to ask, say you judge us on
standpoint.
how we treat you. That seems fair.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
See, that's treating someone in a rude manner. That is treating someone without
I think
cadence.
that you being dismissive and me being dismissive of you being dismissive is
how was
giving
that
you back
dismissive?
exactly what you just gave me.
It wasn't.
Was that dismissive?
It wasn't.
No. I did not feel like that was dismissive. Personally, I'm sorry.
Oh, what
if
is,
that is how you...
yeah. What is that?
I don't think I
Other
said it
than
was
Dixie Valley
mocking
girl
her.
shit.
Now you
That's
are
what that
mocking
is.
me.
Come on.
But now you are mocking me.
She didn't have another
Nick, pull it
response
up.
to it.
There's
Nick, pull
things
it up.
that you can say that deserve to be mocked.
All right, make it bigger, please, so I can. Maybe we can have Luce read it.
Okay, sure. I mean, now I'm just gonna get bombarded with people trying to like dox me and attack me.
No one's gonna dox
being
you.
a woman.
No one's just. Do you want to just read it?
Okay. I would love to, because I believe I could actually have a productive conversation despite the tacky appearance of the podcast. However, I value my privacy too much and would not want to be public in that way and will therefore decline. Say what you will about women and the criticisms of the age of new woman, but the reality is your entire production is founded on the exploitation and profitability of young women, women of color, and trying to downplay the women experience. But you're living proof of that hypocrisy. It's the hypersexualization of women that you are also critical of while profiting off of, such as promoting OnlyFans while also criticizing OnlyFans. I've watched a few of your clips, and it seems the majority of your responses are irrelevant to debate questions or specifically targeting a certain type of woman in order to make women overall appear uneducated, and that is coming from a fairly temper-minded individual who has been exposed to many political ideologies and who does not participate in something like OnlyFans. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but etc. I hope you at least acknowledge that the profitability of your work is no more dignified than any women's means of career. I'm just saying that there was nothing to debate, that it was objective.
So this show is objectively exploitative.
I think so, for sure. You're exploiting based off of women's opinions and objectifying women and feeding into the incel.
Objectifying, okay.
I mean, it's kind of the incel mindset.
What's the incel mindset?
Well, a lot of podcast consumption. I'm sure there are so many really
hold on. Sorry,
interesting...
before I ask you questions, we'll just finish reading it.
Oh, sorry. Of a person or considering their judgment, not influenced by personal feelings or opinion, considering and representing facts. Since it's a fact that you exploit aspects of sex work as clickbait and profit off of making a fool of women based on two facts, not influenced by my personal opinion, since you have no notion of my beliefs of sex work or otherwise, I would argue conclusively that that is objective. I see like clickbait clips of girls like bouncing or like zooming in on certain things. I mean, like I said, this was over a year ago, and I'm sure your content has changed and evolved since then. But I would argue that a lot of the stuff that you're hypercritical of is the same reason why your platform is so profitable.
So you mean because there's OnlyFans girls that come on the show?
I feel like you just didn't listen to anything that I just said in that case.
But I did.
It's
I
literally
listened to
pulled up there.
I listened to everything that you just said, and I don't know if you know this or not, but I actually take notes as we go. If you don't mind, I'll try to steelman your position back to you. You believe that it's profitable for Brian to bring on women because it's pandering to a certain subset of an audience that wants to watch women be humiliated and treated like garbage, and you believe that that's a profitable business model. Did I get that roughly correct? I'm paraphrasing, of course.
Correct.
What's that?
Correct, sorry.
I'm sorry, you got to speak right into the mic.
Correct.
Oh,
Sorry.
correct. Okay, thank you. Yeah, no problem. Just understand I'm remote, so I can't hear you unless your
No
mouth
worries.
is close to the mic.
Sorry.
So to respond to this, then why do they come on?
I think they come on for, I'm sure everyone has all sorts of different reasons.
Yeah, what
whether
do you
it's,
think those reasons are?
To promote maybe their social media platforms and try to profit them. I'm not saying that women can't profit from this type of work.
Just stick with the question. Why do you think they come on?
I think they come on for either money, attention, to make a stand, to have discussions, I think to show off either their work or their opinions.
It's a very strange criticism that a bunch of misogynist incel lunatics are allowing women to come on to give their opinion on various topics and subjects, while the women profit from this. It's so strange to me that the criticism, hang on, I'm almost done, that the criticism is that this is all to placate these incels who are exploiting.
Oh, wait,
Sorry,
Andrew,
you
your
cut out.
audio's cutting out. Andrew, your audio's cutting out.
You cut out. I just want to clarify, I did not use that language.
Can I just ask, is everybody else just exhausted from this? Like, I personally just don't think any of this is productive in trying to make a difference for our generation and trying to change the horrible, what did you call it, hellish dating hellscape at the beginning of this podcast. Like, sure, we can keep arguing until the cows come home about literally
can you
every...
guys hear me still? Yeah, I'd like to finish my conversation here, though. So, back to this, I would like to understand how it is that you just make a complete and total mockery, say that this is an incel podcast, it's pandering to a bunch of misogynists who are trying to exploit women for their own personal benefit, and then when I ask you why is it that the women come on, you say it's because they want to exploit all of these incel men. That's actually what your argument is.
That's also just, I completely agree with you. Like, I agreed to come on this podcast today because it was catered on a non-political aspect of dating life. When in the past panel that I was asked to join was actually discussing OnlyFans and porn.
Nickelodeon donated $200. I didn't know you were an of model. You did a great job of allowing yourself to be made a fool of. Including by yourself.
I've never done OF.
Wait, who's the OF model?
I've never done that. I think so, but I've never done that. I've never done corn, and that was the podcast that I was responding to. But then why,
if it's non-political and that was what your take was, that this was totally non-political, there's no political takes whatsoever, why did you send that DM?
I didn't. Okay, that was over a year ago, and I was asked to be on a podcast about the corn industry and OF, or it was discussions around that. And it was a clip I had just seen. Okay, go back to the podcast that you were making in that segment. We don't invite people to
appear on like a specific episode. We send out like a shotgun approach. We'll just blast out invitations. Also, a lot of people reach out.
Gotta get a new mic cord.
Hold on. People will reach out to us too to be on the show.
Yeah.
For example, we do outreach, but we all, again, you asked to be on the show, correct?
Yes.
You asked to be on the show, correct?
Yeah.
You asked to be on the show, correct?
Yes.
You asked to be on the show, correct? So I don't know what the exact breakdown is. Let's just say it's 50-50. 50% of the people request to be on the show. 50% of the people we do outreach invite them on the show. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, I don't really understand what the basis of the question is even asking me.
You've made some very strong accusations that the podcast is exploitative.
I think that a lot of social media is exploitative. I mean, in its entirety.
Are you being exploited right now?
No, I had full autonomy to be here. Me personally, I don't feel exploited. I do think to some capacity.
It's just those other dumb women, though.
Okay, absolutely not what I meant.
Right. So then what's your complaint?
Guys, this was a year ago. Why are you arguing with me about...
Has your opinion changed?
I'm here, obviously. I was willing to have like these I think it's like...
I don't think your position's changed.
People are being exploited in the sense of maybe shutting down conversations or speaking over our actual opinions. Like, in my opinion, I do think a lot of podcasts are centralized around female exploitation. There's a reason why you have predominantly female guests instead of male guests.
That's the format of the show.
Yeah, why?
It's because it's interesting to hear.
For the same reason that you'll see women create safe space shows where they'll only have one guest and maybe 5 women. Like, let's see The View. Is the View being discriminatory and exploitative of men because 5 women get to give their opinions all day long while the men have to basically suffer through all of that nonsense?
Suffer through all that nonsense. That just showed to me your perspective of women.
Answer my question. Is it okay for women to have The View and only have men on? Is that for them to placate a bunch of harlots and skanks like you called this chat a bunch of incels?
I mean, okay. We don't have to say exploitative, but you cannot deny that you are financially benefiting from OnlyFans girls.
Hold on. How many OnlyFans girls are on the panel right now? Show of hands.
2.
No, raise your hands high. Kindly high.
Yeah, but every single...
Okay, everybody else on the panel is not on OnlyFans. Mm-hmm. So what's your argument?
Well, you intentionally...
And actually, you two have been talking the most, and you guys don't have OnlyFans, but go ahead.
No, I know, but you do financially benefit from sex workers, OnlyFans girls, things like that. Being on the show, they're the main draw.
No, they're not.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
No,
I'll let you have that one. I'll let you have that one.
And it was the main draw of the show to allow sex workers to come on so that their ideology and the things that they're doing could be tangled with. Are you saying that sex workers are too stupid to defend their own ideology?
Absolutely not.
I didn't say anything about that.
Okay, great. Then what is the problem?
I didn't say there was a problem. I said he's financially benefiting from the exact thing that he's critiquing. And that's fine. I mean, like, people are coming on here for money as well. I think that that's fine. It's a reciprocal relationship. But the whole, like, the world is going to shit. Oh, women are wayward. I mean, you're making money. You're getting sent thousands of dollars from these wayward women.
They're being
on here.
exploited. Oh, it's terrible. They have no autonomy.
I didn't say it was exploitative.
I say, no, they absolutely have autonomy. But the incels are trying to exploit them while we're exploiting the incels.
When did I say it was exploitative? When did I say it was exploitative?
She did.
You might have.
You seem to be defending it.
She did. She did. And the thing is like, you did agree with it. You piggybacked off of the argument, and you literally started with, there's no doubt that you're profiting off of these girls.
I mean, you're doing this podcast for money. That's not an argument.
They're saying it's exploitative because women will come on here and try and voice their opinion. And just in my experience and observation of the show, we get talked over quite a lot, and we don't really get to say what we want to. There's no probing questions. We don't really ask each other probing questions. There's not really like a discussion for understanding of each other here.
Right.
Did anybody overtalk you?
You a lot.
You multiple times.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did
Frequently.
anybody overtalk you right now when you gave that whole spiel?
Wow. Okay.
It didn't happen one time, so it never happened.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that there's one of me and there's how many of you. And in order for us to keep a format intact, we have to move. Bam, 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 bam. So I'm going to have to cut in from time to time, or otherwise I can't get my points in. I think I've been more than
donated $200. Women like Blondie hate whatever because it shows the world how stupid women are.
Disavow.
Exactly.
Society says they're better than men.
That's the kind of people who send you money.
They are literally worse at everything. Simps waking up to Chad reality.
That's my point.
Again, I just don't think any of this is really productive. I like the fact that we have a very fast-moving...
I'm sorry, that's a meta conversation. I'm sorry. Look, I got to read a couple of these chats because they're about to fall off. Hold on. Sorry, some of these might have felt race is real, sports, diseases, bone structure-ism is the game, duped into demonizing pattern recognition for fields. Why women are 4% of the world's population. You're actually the minority, okay? DBE, thank you, man. Appreciate it. I'm going to just get caught up. What is RUB? Is that rubles? Like Russian rubles? RUB? I don't know.
I think so. What?
I'll have to figure that out. David Surziak. I've been at the counter of Black Barbecue Place and told my favorite ribs were not available, but the lady behind them got them. I don't care. Brushed my shoulder because of the history of Black. What? What?
Okay.
Okay. And then he sent it again? Was told best ribs at a barbecue place. They were out and lady behind me got them.
He's really mad about those ribs.
I brushed it off because I understand the old black lady experienced racism at the counter.
Or she put in an order for pickup. Either or.
Okay. We have Sleepy Bear here. We are living through a racist time right now in history. To say you cannot be racist towards a race based on skin color is a purely racist statement. If you say that, you are the racist. Okay. Hold on, let me just check. Rubles, is that Russian?
That is Russian, yes.
Rub 200 to
That's
USD?
That's not very much money.
That's two. Just a heads up, guys. Through Streamlabs, if you want it read or even through TTS, it has to be in USD. It has to be in USD. So I think we're caught up there on those. Hold on, guys.
Like, subscribe.
1 sec.
Hit that notification bell.
Actually, speaking of which, guys, go to twitch.tv/whatever. Twitch.tv/whatever. Drop us a follow in the Prime sub if you have one. Twitch.tv/whatever.
Loose Pussy Energy donated $200. These bad faith 304s can't stop fucking capping. Get the fuck up out of here. There's a guy named Abdul that would play this bullshit game with them. Hashtag get the rocks, hashtag castle time, hashtag exploit these nuts stumbishes.
Can I ask what a 304 is?
Area code. I think it's an area code or something. I don't know. I'm confused too. Loose. Oh, it's loose.
Yeah, but like whose side is he on? I'm very confused.
No, when he's saying exploit. I'm whatever. It doesn't matter.
Wait. So hold on. And I think you were also making some statements. I don't know to who. If it was to my people like behind the scenes or whatever. You also think that the podcast is misogynistic.
Yes, that is my opinion, and it's okay if you disagree.
Okay. Well, first. Oh my God.
Killer of Cereal donated $200. Aren't you here on your own accord? Didn't you get rules before show? So you don't feel exploited, but want to use the podcast to exploit your opinions about how all men bad while disrespecting rules.
Personally, I love men.
Some of my closest, like I love having male relationships, and I think that I think that there's a heavy discrepancy of me having one single opinion of something, and then you guys telling me I have 100 other opinions when you don't know.
I think what I'm hearing you say is there's an overemphasis on trying to just generally in the social media space today stir up division and anger and own the other people.
Yes.
Look, I saw a chat come through earlier today. I just feel like the world is going to shit. I think we can look at the world like that. There's a whole lot of negative that we could be focusing on in terms of just how empty our world has become, largely because of the lies of culture that have been allowed to thrive and that division that's been allowed to thrive. But what I love about this podcast, with my own experience that I've been here about a year ago, and I wrote about this in my book, is that we did have those probing conversations and those probing questions. Even tonight, in the midst of all of this crazy division, I saw so many positive things being said around the table today. That you love men, that we think men have it really difficult in society today, and we need to address that problem, that you want to get married, that you want to have kids, that you think modern feminism has become very problematic and you don't subscribe to that ideology. Those are dramatically unifying countercultural things for our generation. We can of course focus on all of the crazy chats that come through and all of the negativity and all of that, but I feel really hopeful about this conversation because even though we're all dramatically different people, I'm watching a big group of young Americans from across every aspect of the cultural and political spectrum basically give a middle finger to American culture today and say, we don't want to keep living like this. And that's powerful. So you can choose to say the world is going to shit and focus on that, or you can wake up and realize there are so many people waking up to the realities of the lies of culture that we're living in, and we can work together to create a more productive system moving forward.
How in the world is that what you see?
You
have these leftist women going.
Okay, wait. I just want to say that I really appreciate that you reiterate
regular
things.
terms and phrases. They're going absolutely apeshit. This one starts by saying it's a bunch of misogynist incels who are supporting the show, then has to backtrack on it. The other one doesn't know what a social construction is. Why are you blowing smoke up these women's asses?
I'm not blowing smoke up anybody, to be honest with you, Andrew, but I am a big believer that the culture of social media that's existed for a long time, I do this as a political and religious and cultural content creator for a living, so I get the controversy. It's very tempting to do the own the libs thing and go viral for 5 seconds on Twitter, but how much is that actually productive in winning a culture war?
It's highly productive.
In winning a culture war in our country.
These are not your friends. These women would shame you off of a campus in 5 seconds. They would literally dox you, destroy your life in 5 seconds. They don't give a shit about you.